How's it going, everybody? It's your boy DJ Skeleton here with the first ever official video. This video is explaining where I have been. Now, for those of you who don't know, I recently went retired. Not really, though. More or less, I didn't really quit. I more or less went on a little break to experiment and to see what would have changed when I left. And there's a really, really big difference on what happened. Let's go over the 3 different topics of what happened. Starting off with what happened to the TikTok, second off, what happened to the friends, and third off, what happened to the socials. What has ever happened to all 3? Let's check out with the TikTok first. So nothing really did change with the TikToks. Nothing really uploaded, nothing really changes. Although, however, views did surprisingly go over some of the older videos. Weirdly. I don't know why. It still questions me to this day why they still go up now. But anyways, nothing really changed with the account. Some people were trying to DM me saying they have to have my account or not, and personally, what I say to that, I say, no one's allowed to have my account. No one is. No one's allowed to have DJ Skeleton. I am DJ Skeleton. But as for the other things, nothing really did change for the account. I was working on my other 2 accounts. Not really much though. I was working on my second one, my third one I didn't really get a chance to. But now that I have, I guess, some free time with the camera on now and some other things, I can now start working on that, which is going to be really, really good for me, and I'm really loving it. Now, as for some of the other things on the account, nothing really, I guess you could say, really changed. What I'm trying to say here is nothing really changed with the account itself. Besides the fact that I just kind of switched over to some 2 other accounts, nothing really changed. But the friends, however, did change. Let's see what that did. Now, of course, we'll do the most obvious, Smokey. Smokey didn't really talk to me ever since his VR just went away randomly, so he never really got a chance to talk to me. However, Megabody VR, aka this guy, did comment or did talk to me about it. I mean, like, why did you quit? What happened? Now, of course, for when I did this, I didn't want to talk to anyone I didn't want to. So what I did was, he tried talking to me. I simply just didn't give him a response. He was like, where did you go, man? Why did you quit? What happened? It was kind of sad for me to read that a little bit, but next up was Pablo. Now, Pablo also didn't talk to me either. It was a little bit weird, but it was fine by me. He was doing this other thing. Now, the 2 probably most biggest ones I could think of were Gojo and Clay. These 2 are probably one of my bigger friends that really more or less helped me with this, with how like the projects went through. Now, the only person I really did tell about this was Clay, so he kind of knew most of what's going to happen. But as for Gojo, he kind of guessed already. Once the video, now here's the thing, once the video came out, he was questioning me. He's like, bro, why did you leave? What happened? What did you do? Like, what made you do this? And what I told him was simple. Nothing. I didn't tell him nothing. Because as this went through, I wasn't going to tell him jack. Seriously, I wasn't going to tell him nothing. But Clay, however, figured out instantly. He knew it was going to do something. Because I have not posted in a while. My only video I've posted on my YouTube was my first ever video. So you can expect something different of what I kind of expected myself with when I posted that first video. It was cringy. Now with the camera mod, it's not going to be cringy anymore. And I don't make any cringy videos. But now here's the real teaser. I wanted to bring livelihood to my YouTube with this. And so this project was kind of for my YouTube and for myself. But now, with Clay, he kind of figured it out instantly with how things kind of went. So, what he kind of did, he already figured it out, because I already kind of told him, like, a week prior of what I was going to do. Is going to be like, I'm going to quit YouTube, or I'm going to quit both these things, and I'm just going to move on, and then eventually, in a few months, maybe, I'll come back, and I'll just continue with the lifespan. Because in that time frame, I was thinking to myself, what projects do I want to do? What things am I thinking of that I might want to redo? What am I thinking of? What am I going to do with the other 2 accounts? What am I going to do with this one? And it really got to me in my head. But now that I think about it now, the other accounts are probably going to be my other big projects. Now, let me head back to the first topic, socials. I didn't tell the YouTube about this because I am lazy. So, you can expect what I expected. I was lazy. I did not post really much on there. Because, as you know, I spend 90% of my time on the TikTok account. It's at this fame. But for the YouTube account, it kind of started off as a different account. And it just grew up to be DJ Skeleton. Now, one last thing before we get to the final topic. How the channel, or how the things went before. That's a little bit of a different story. But yeah, all my friends basically kind of said, "Hey, what's going on? What happened? What happened?" You know, they're just kind of questioning me. But now we head on to the final topic: what changed on the accounts, more or less what changed on DJ Skeleton's account. What likes, what things have changed up. So starting off, the follower count went from, I believe the last time I checked was 782 followers, up to 802. I couldn't tell, all because of certain things. For number one, the viral top 5 things every Bucket player hates would put in one of them that I thought in my head. But the other one I thought in my head was the one I was quitting. Because there was a lot of comments that was like, who is this guy? Why did you quit? What happened? And to that, I tell them, I didn't comment on them. I didn't say anything. But of course, something did change. We also went from, I think, 5,200 likes to 5,500 likes, I think. I don't know. I haven't really checked up in that in a while. But now I think about it, the accounts have really done something on the number of me. And I really am. Keep in mind, throughout the whole time frame I was doing this, I was tired. Like, keep in mind, once I did like my fake quitting, I didn't know what to do. I really didn't know. Animal companies, this content creating thing, people, if you didn't know, it's kind of my whole thing. Animal company itself generally is just my whole thing. Like, my life is Roblox. No, but for real, my life is Animal Company because it's the only thing that brings me kind of joy in my life. Like, video games aside, yes, but content creating is another thing, which is why I have 2 other accounts to do this. Because I don't want to stop creating content. I want to bring things to people like you guys who want to see stuff, who want to enjoy things that people create. And I want to try doing that. And now, like, I always thought of content creating as, like, this good thing, this massively good thing. But now that I think about it, I don't really know. But yeah, so as for all the accounts, the YouTube one, since I didn't tell anything about it, nothing really did change. I mean, like, I think we may have lost 1 subscriber, but I feel like that wouldn't have done really much. 1 subscriber gone, that's fine. But I would have to say, with my whole point of this is kind of the final thing now, so this is the final thing I'm going to be talking about. What I'm gonna do now, basically. So since the accounts are kind of back up, I'm really thinking to myself what I'm gonna do now that we have a camera mod. Now, since I finally was able to do it, I finally got my thing fixed. I wanna know what I can do with this. What options can I do with the camera mod? And I want to try motivating myself, and I want you guys to try and motivate me, because I got some big projects coming up. Like, here are like the titles for a few I'm thinking of doing, but like for right now, I personally have no idea what I'm gonna do. But yeah, I mean, like, thinking of the account right now, I'm thinking to myself, what am I supposed to do now? So I'm glad I'm glad I'm not actually fully quitting. I'm just glad I'm not like permanently deleting this account. I'm glad I'm that. So I'm really happy that I am not quitting permanently. And I'm really happy what has changed. And I really thank you all for this experience. I mean, this has actually taught me something. This has taught me that, like, people out there will still care for you. People out there will still love you. And, like, even if your life is down and you don't think what you can do, there's going to be people out there that are going to like you. They're going to respect you, and they're going to do everything they can for you. So, with that being said, keep going. If you think about quitting content creation, don't. Because it's changed my life forever. It has done a course of numerous things. My life would have been so boring. I would have gone in a straight line and continued the path that other people don't want me to go. But ever since content creating got me this, I would have gone from a straight line to a diagonal line to its own thing. And my life has just been a thrill of things. And I'm really thankful and really happy about it. And I just want to thank you all out there for this. This experience has been actually really amazing for me. And I just want to thank you all for it. Everyone out there, all my subscribers, all my followers, everyone out there that has been basically on this channel ever since day 1 of DJ Skeleton. Ever since the prees, ever since the unfortunate name of we don't talk about that guy. But yeah, I really hope you all enjoyed this experience. I certainly did. And we'll catch you soon enough with some new videos coming out, which I feel like maybe since I have this opportunity, camera mod could work. With that being said, see y'all later. DJ out. Stay boogieing, y'all.